You're listening to a Big Finish production.
Don't worry, Peter. We'll stop shortly. We've done well today. We must be past Katharine by now. Another mile or so and we'll rest. With a bit of luck, we'll reach York tomorrow, and I'll see if I can change the horse. Find one that can make the rest of the journey. Oh, hello. We've got company. What do you make of him, Peter? He doesn't look official, at least. Not a ranger, that's something.
Afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
The name's John Bedwell.
Is it now?
I don't often see anyone out on this road. And when I do, I usually know them. You're not local.
Is that a problem?
No problem at all. I'm sorry if that sounded unfriendly. I wondered if you might be lost.
Not lost, no. Travelling through.
Well, if you keep on this track, it's a long way till the next town. If that's where you're headed. It'll be dark before you get there.
We try to avoid towns. And people.
Yeah, I get that. I like me own company too.
The only people we've met in the last few days were some rangers further north. They were annoying, asked lots of unnecessary questions.
Yeah, they can be like that, can't they? Our new police, or military. I'm never sure what they're meant to be.
I don't know if they're sure either.
So, where are you headed?
Gloucester. Well, near there.
You're a long way from Gloucester.
But getting closer every day. Oh.
You all right?
Sorry. Dizzy spell. I've not eaten for a day or so.
Not eaten? Oh, we can't have that. You'll come with me. I can give you food and a place to shelter for the night.
That's very kind, but
There are no strings, promise. I'll not take no for an answer. It's not far, and in your general direction. South. I'll tether my horse to the cart, and I'll get up alongside you and drive. If you want, you can get some shut-eye on the way.
You really won't take no for an answer, will you?
Nope.
In which case... All right, yes. Thank you.
I warn you, I'm not used to visitors. My place, it's not the tidiest.
We don't mind.
We? Oh, you mean the horse? I saw you talking to it.
No, not the horse. I was talking to my son, Peter.
Your son?
He's there.
Where? Oh.
It's a coffin, of sorts. The best I could do.
I'm so sorry. You're taking him for burial?
I'm taking him home. It was a stupid accident with a horse. He broke his leg and a couple of ribs. which might have been all right, but after a couple of days he became very ill. Sepsis, I think.
I'm sorry.
I didn't have the medical skills to save him.
And no one nearby who could help?
Where we lived, it was remote, secluded.
My condolences. I'm sorry, what did you say your name was?
I didn't. Is that your place up ahead? The big house?
What? Hardly. Well, that's the governor's residence.
Governor?
Yeah, the zone governor. Appointed by the NFG?
The NFG being...
The new federal government. You don't even know that. This remote spot you were in, where was it? The North Pole?
Scotland.
Oh, that would explain it. They've gone their own way, haven't they? You there long?
Almost 15 years.
Oh, since the Civil War, then. The Pritchard business.
Since then.
Well, the breaking news since 15 years ago is that they've divvied the country up into zones. A bit like the old counties. Each zone has a governor. And, more importantly, we've got a government of sorts for England and Wales. A provisional government, they call it, until we have elections. With a provisional Prime Minister and all sitting in Parliament.
Well, that sounds organised. And Parliament? Does that mean London's been repopulated?
Oh, God, no. It's still a cesspit. They say if disease in London doesn't get you, the scavenger gangs will happily slit your throat for the contents of your pockets. No, the Parliament's in Cambridge. For the last 3 or 4 years, anyway. Cambridge was one of the first cities to be cleaned out. One of the few.
Parliament, government. It's good to know things worked out. That there's some kind of order.
Some kind. But it's the zone governors who really run things. The official food chain is NFG government at the top, with Parliament and the reps. Each zone's got a parliamentary representative.
Like an MP in the old days?
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember them too. Yeah, like MPs. Reps making decisions, supposedly telling the governors what to do. Only, we never see the reps, or anyone from the government. They don't know what our lives are like here. But the governors do. They're local, got history. At least ours does. Dominic Crail. He looks out for us, pretty much.
Are you saying he disregards what the reps say? What the government decides?
Not all the time. Oh, here's me shooting my mouth off on my soapbox. I'm sorry. I've got a thing about a government that's miles away trying to tell me what to do. Luckily, we've got a good governor.
That's some house he's got himself, this governor. With those walls and the high gate, it looks more like a fortress.
Oh, back in the day, it was home to some posh family, lords and ladies of the manor. They didn't make it through the death. Then, some of Meg Pritchard's mob took it over, till we turfed them out. Oh, that was some fighting, that was.
You fought in the Civil War?
Well, after Pritchard had been sorted up north, Dominic Crail got a bunch of us together to clear her lot out of Yorkshire. Did a grand job of it, too. Now, what about you?
Me?
Did you fight in the Civil War?
I wasn't near any of the hot spots, I'm afraid.
You was lucky.
Abby.
What's that?
My name is Abby.
Well, nice to know you, Abby. And thank you. Oh, would you look at that? Another sign of the changing times.
That's the second one I've seen this week. Lovely to see. A real symbol of progress.
I hear it's just official folk that gets to use them, though. They wouldn't want to waste the fuel on common folk like you and me, eh?
I wonder where that one's going.
Cambridge, I shouldn't wonder. Like I said, they're for official folk.
Come on, Jackie, where are you? Jackie!
Jenny?
Welcome back. What a lovely surprise. I wasn't expecting you to meet me, nor anyone for that matter.
I thought you might appreciate a lift home. Were you held up at security? The rest of the passengers on your flight came through 15 minutes ago.
As it happens, yes, some Jobsworth double and triple checked my travel permit and asked all these questions. Did I travel outside Stockholm? Who did I meet? I told him, Swedish government colleagues, like it says on the permit, you stupid man.
Let's not talk about it here, shall we?
Why not? Jenny, is something wrong?
We can discuss it in the car.
You've got a car. This is the red carpet treatment.
This way.
You didn't tell me we'd be coming into a town.
Now, don't worry. This is about as far as we go. My place is up ahead.
These houses look deserted.
Most of them are. People still don't trust the towns much. Sounds like you don't either.
Not much.
Well, Thirsk is a small place. Was a market town before. Not as scary as one of the cities. There's a few folks moved back in over the years. Whoa. Here we are. I'll get the gate.
Scrap merchants?
Yeah, previous owner, but it suits. Right, let's get you inside. Come on. That's it, come on.
Oh, you've got a garden.
A few vegetable patches is all. You have to do a bit of self-sufficiency these days, don't you?
I suppose.
Hey, down! That's right. They'll settle now. Won't do you no harm. I got them well trained.
So I see.
Rottweilers. Best guard dogs there is. Fierce. Let's get you inside and get you fed. What's up? I said they won't hurt you now. I told them.
It's not the dogs.
Let me guess. You're wondering if this was a good idea after all, letting a strange man take you in.
You rather steamrolled me into it. I'm usually suspicious of the kindness of strangers.
That's not a bad way to be, Abby. But you're here now, so let's make you some dinner. And, the coffin, your boy. I've a refrigerated container for some of the food I grow. I could put him in there if you like.
Refrigeration sounds good. I've been using salt to preserve... I've been using salt.
I'll do it after dinner.
Thank you.
Come on in. And you're in luck. I just got some nice rump steak. Bartered with one of the local butchers.
I've not had steak in... You know, I can't remember.
Biofuel, I assume?
I can't remember the last time I was in anything petrol-driven. The stuff's like gold dust. Biofuel does the job just as well, even if production is still nowhere near the capacity we need.
I'm too much of a troublemaker to be given the use of a car. I suppose you travel in nothing else these days. Now you've been appointed law minister, for which, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. And hardly. It's mostly horsepower of the traditional kind for me, like everyone else. However, I can swing an official car from time to time. It also meant we could talk as I drive.
Talk about what? Jenny, what's going on? You looked worried back there. In fact, you look worried in here.
Jackie, they know.
No? Know what?
It's no accident you were questioned so thoroughly when you landed. They know what you were doing in Sweden.
I'm a P-Rep. And I was in Stockholm on an official fact-finding visit.
Being a parliamentary representative doesn't excuse what you did.
I was there to learn how the Swedish interim government is rebuilding the country's infrastructure, just like it says on my permit to travel.
You went to Malmö.
I thought I was careful.
Someone reported you to the Swedish authorities and they passed it on to my department.
Yours?
I didn't find out until after the information was sent to the airport, but otherwise I'm doing what I can to keep it tight.
All I did was speak to some people.
You visited British refugees.
You really are well informed.
And that's dangerous. If you're not more careful, you could get into serious trouble. Refugees? Leaving the country without authority or helping anyone to leave is a high crime. You know that.
How could I not? Prime Minister Celia High and Mighty Tate mentions it in virtually every speech she makes. Deserters, abandoning their country when it so badly needs to be repopulated. Traitors, blah, blah, blah. Those people suffered hardship, Jenny. They left hoping to find a better life.
And did they?
It's a mixture, frankly. Some yes, some no.
Things have improved, but it's still hard times for most, wherever you are.
I wanted to understand their position and learn what had driven them to leave.
You aren't involved in refugee smuggling, are you?
Define involved.
Jackie!
I care. I care because those refugees are evidence that this government isn't feeding and protecting its citizens nearly as well as it should be.
I'm part of that government.
Then you should care too. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I know you care. I'm sure you do all you can, and I also appreciate you've taken a risk telling me this. I'll be more discreet.
Thank you. In the meantime, I'll keep my ear to the ground. If Tate or anyone else wants to take this further, I'll let you know, but hopefully this will be an end to it.
Oh, that was lovely. Best meal I've had in a long time. Thank you.
Happy to have helped. A body's got to eat.
I'll wash these.
There's no need for that.
I insist.
All right. It's getting dark. I'll put on a light so you can see what you're doing.
Oh, you have electricity?
Thanks to our governor, Mr. Crail gets things done. He saw we had a decent sanitation system too.
Good living.
And you can drink the water from the taps.
Oh, I hope there are the same amenities where I'm going. I should continue on my way.
Nonsense. Shelter for the night, I said. I'll move your boy into the store and you'll stay. I've got a spare room.
The sooner I leave, the sooner
The sooner you'll get lost. It'll be pitch dark out there soon. You'll stay and be safe. You can rest your horse and I can show you the roads to take in the morning.
You're steamrollering me again.
Happen I am. And just like last time, it's for your own good.
All right. Oh, and again, I'm grateful.
Home, sweet home.
I'll fetch your bag from the boot. Now, promise me you'll be careful.
I told you.
There's only so much I'll be able to do for you if you get into serious trouble. Here's your bag.
Thank you.
Keep a low profile, for now at least. They could be watching you.
This is meant to be a democracy.
No, in fact, it isn't. Not yet, anyway. Not until we run the election. But that's just a few months away.
So they keep saying.
For real this time.
Genuinely.
Yeah, the census was completed in January.
Elections. At last. Listen, will you come in for a coffee? Ersatz, of course, but nice.
Oh, I'd love to, but I have to get home and get some sleep. I'm doing the early radio broadcast.
I'll listen in.
It'll just be the usual pep talk.
Propaganda.
Reassurance. People need it. Anyway, good night, Jackie. It's been lovely to see you.
And you. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it. And take care driving.
Yeah, I may take the long way home and enjoy it while I can. I'll be back on my horse again tomorrow. Good night, Jackie.
Night.
Morning. Oh. Mr. Bedwell? Oh, he was right. Very drinkable. Nice.
Oh, you're up.
Just. Can I smell burning?
I'm getting rid of some waste. I wasn't expecting you yet. Thought you'd want to sleep in.
I need to be on my way now it's light. I like to cover as much ground as I can during the day.
Oh, stay for some breakfast first. I've got bacon and eggs in the storage outside.
Oh, now that is an offer I can't refuse. Yet again, thank you. I'll help you.
No, you stay here. I'll only be a few minutes. Hey, the broadcast's on. You can listen to that.
What broadcast?
Oh, the daily government spiel. News, announcements. Sometimes stuff that's even useful to know.
Is National Radio again?
Yeah, for a few years now.
Has introduced a new plan for regional food distribution. Governors will be provided with food within the week.
What's up?
And I'm delighted to let you know that the range of new recruits...
But that's Jenny!
We're looking
Jenny
for
Richards,
dedicated
yeah,
individuals
the
who
law
are
minister.
keeping the peace,
Oh, she's in government?
crime and apprehending felons.
Actually, I don't know why I should be surprised.
The law minister's a friend of yours.
Oh, an old friend, yes.
Anyone interested in applying should contact their local...
You didn't say you had friends in the government.
One friend, and I only just found out. John, is something wrong?
I don't know. Maybe.
You're acting rather... What is that burning smell? Are you cooking?
I said it's waste.
That smells more like barbecue. What is that?
Come back here.
What's that on top of the... Oh. Oh. Oh, no. No! Oh, no! No, you can't have...
There's not much you can do now. It's been burning a while.
That's my son! Oh, you monster!
Get back in the house.
Peter!
Right. Come away from there. You want to burn too?
Oh, get off me! Get off! Oh, I should kill you. I will. I will kill you!
No, you won't.
Oh, why did you do this? Why?
You won't be needing him no more.
I was taking him home!
You're not going home. You'll be coming with me. I got something in mind for you.
Oh, like hell! I'm going, and I'll be back with others. Rangers, you won't get away with this.
There, boys!
Keep them back, John!
They'll only attack if I tell them. And I'll only tell them if you don't do what I say. Put these on. shackles. Self-locking. Put them on.
There's no need for these.
I decide what's needed. Like whether I need to set the dogs on you. That's better. From now on, you do exactly as you're told. Starting with get yourself on the cart. We're going on a trip. Not far. Just into town.
Why?
I told you Thirsk was a market town. Well, today's market day.
Come.
Prime Minister?
Jenny, come in. Sit down. I heard the broadcast. Well done.
Thank you. There were no technical glitches for a change. That was something.
It's nice when things run smoothly, according to plan, according to the rules even.
Celia?
You met Jackie Burchell at the airport yesterday.
She's a friend. I was giving her a lift.
On government time, in a government car.
She was a representative returning from an official visit.
A representative who used that visit to meet with refugee traitors.
Ah.
Jenny, I'm the Prime Minister. Did you think I wasn't going to find out?
More sort of hoped.
Jackie Burchell has been a pain in my backside for as long as it's been planted in this chair, her and the other independents. But this is pushing it even for her.
She was concerned about the refugees' welfare.
She should be worried about her own.
What are you going to do?
I was very tempted to have her charged, but that might only raise her nuisance profile further. And with the elections around the corner, the last thing I or this Parliament needs is the embarrassment of a P-Rep being prosecuted.
I have told her how serious this is.
I hope so. If it happens again, make no mistake about it, she'll face trial.
I'll let her know.
I am also disappointed, to say the least, that I wasn't immediately informed about this matter by my law minister, that my minister instead informed her friend, the suspect.
I apologise.
I like you, Jenny. More than that, I respect you. Or I did. Consider yourself verbally warned.
Understood.
I need to know I can trust you. Can I?
Of course.
I hope so, because I have a job for you, one that requires the utmost discretion.
Oh?
I'm taking you to Homerton College. There's something I need to show you.
You're going to look at me like that all the way? You'd think I'd killed him.
You're a monster.
Yeah, you said. Now hush.
Where are you taking me? What's this all about?
I said, hush.
Oh, Rangers. Oh, thank goodness. Help! Help me! Where are you going? Stop! Help! They went right past. But they're Rangers.
No one's going to help you around here, love. Not the Rangers, not nobody.
I could get used to travelling by car.
I wouldn't. Your next journey will be on horseback. I'll explain more in due course. Let's go inside.
there were armed rangers on the gates.
That's right.
The rangers are my area of responsibility. I'm usually informed of their deployments around Cambridge.
Not in this case. I arrange security here personally. Homerton College is a secret I've been keeping extremely close.
What kind of secret?
You'll see. It's in the cellars.
This is all very mysterious.
Where we're going is up ahead, but first, I want you to see in here. Guard, open the door, would you?
It says wine store.
Right now it's storing something altogether more distasteful. Take a look.
Oh my God, he's been beaten.
I'm told it looks worse than it is.
He's in a ranger uniform.
That's because he is a ranger.
Will you, for goodness sake, tell me what's going on?
Patience. You can close it now. Follow me.
Right. Get down.
Easier said than done with these on.
Here.
Ow.
You walk in front. We're going over there, by the large gent at the table. Got one for you.
Fill in the register.
What is this place? What's going on?
Shut it!
And do as he says. No talking out of turn, or he'll gag you.
Take her in. Still 5.
Still 5, right. With me.
Hey! This is a stables.
Used to be. Now it's a lock-up.
A prison? What have these people done to deserve this?
Same as you. Came through this zone uninvited.
You lock people up for coming into your zone?
Not quite. You're in still 5. Move. Well, that one wouldn't stop talking, obviously. Told you. Gagged. There.
Ooh.
You'll stay here until they're ready for you.
Well, who's they? And ready for what? Tell me. Ready for what? Oh. Oh.
Celia, please explain to me why you've got a badly beaten ranger locked up down here.
The answer's behind this altogether more sturdy door, for which I have the only key. There's no lighting in here. We'll need these torches. Here. After you.
What are those?
Isn't it obvious? Take a closer look if you need to.
It's gold, isn't it? Stacks of gold bars.
166 pallets at the latest count, and each pallet holds around 80 bars.
Where did they come from?
Threadneedle Street, the vaults of the Bank of England.
They've been transported all the way from London.
There have been several attempts to break into the vaults. Eventually, someone will succeed. I've been arranging for the gold to be brought here for safekeeping, under the strictest secrecy and in manageable consignments.
You used my rangers for this.
Jenny, I'm Prime Minister. I believe they're my rangers.
If you want to play that card, don't they work for the Crown? That would make them the King's rangers.
The King? That doe-eyed teenager, 12th in line to the throne until the death promoted him. Just as well he's happy to stay out of the way and perform the duty of impotent figurehead while the rest of us get on with running the country. But to answer your question, yes, I formed a special division of hand-picked rangers, sworn to secrecy and entrusted with this highly sensitive operation.
You should have told me.
I'm telling you now, because I need your help.
What does it have to do with that battered ranger?
He was meant to be part of the next gold delivery, but he was caught offering to sell information about the route to certain undesirable elements. Fortunately, he was unsuccessful.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, yes, he convinced us, eventually.
So the beating was torture?
Exuberance. They went too far. I hope you know me well enough to know I wouldn't order that sort of treatment.
I thought I knew you.
The main thing is that he was frustrated in his attempt. The route remains secure.
Why are you telling me this now?
The convoy with the next gold consignment is on its way to Cambridge. I want you to take that ranger's place. You'll meet the convoy and escort them here.
Right, up you get.
Not until you tell me what's going on here.
I said, we're taking you and these others outside. You're to behave yourself or it'll be the worse for you. Understand?
Not at all.
Out.
Who are all these people?
Locals. From the town and around the zone.
I can't remember the last time I saw so many in one place.
Move. You're going up there. Follow the rest of them up the steps.
What are those posts? Are you going to hang us?
It's not a damn scaffold. Get up there.
Oh, all right, I'm going.
What you got there, John Bedwell? What's she like?
Feisty is what she is, Mr. Faulkner.
There's plenty of them feisty to start with. And you're to call me Freddie. We've known each other long enough.
Oh, right you are. Freddie.
She looks healthy. Good strong arms on you, eh?
Don't get your hands off me.
You'll hold your tongue with Mr. Faulkner.
You're a worker, you know. Used to labour.
I'm used to working the land, if that's what you mean.
She was living up in your old homeland for a while. Just her and her son.
I'll keep my eye on this one.
Are you running the show today?
I am. We'll get things started soon. Mind how you go, Johnny.
Freddie?
Looks like you made a new friend.
He's an important man round here, Freddie Faulkner.
And what's this show that he's running?
We'll get up there and you'll find out. Move.
Ow!
Along here. This one.
Chained in a stable, now tethered to a post for people to gawp at. What next?
It'll start soon. If you try to run, or even to untie this tether, there'll be a beating in it for you.
I get it. You've been very consistent with your threats.
Right, let's get started.
We've got a good batch for you today, folks. Plenty of decent pickings. Don't be stingy with your bids now.
Bids? They're bidding? For us? Is this an auction? You're selling us? Like slaves?
Pretty much, yeah. Got it in one. It was my lucky day when I saw you on the road.
Before we start, we'll have 10 minutes for you to come and examine the goods.
We're goods, are we?
You are now. I'll go join the crowd. Get me a good price, look.
Oh!
166 pallets. 80 bars to a pallet.
And still a lot more in the Bank of England vaults.
What value can it have now? People barter. They buy and sell using things that have practical value. Food, medicines, tools, services even. Isn't all this gold just so many shiny paperweights?
We're stockpiling it not for its value now, but for its worth in the future. Gold has had a value throughout human history because of its rarity. That rarity is a constant, and it means that it can be the bedrock of a future British economy. We could reintroduce the gold standard, put coins and banknotes in circulation linked to the value and amount of gold we hold.
Would that work in the new world?
My background is in finance. Trust me, we can make it work. Though I'm taking a long view. We couldn't do it anytime soon, but if we don't secure the gold reserves now, we won't be able to do it at all. And by acting now, we could place ourselves as one of the strongest economies in the world when countries fully emerge from the dark.
Yeah, I can see that.
And one other thing. Whatever we think about its current worth, there are still some who attach value to gold, will trade in it and hoard it, and would go to any lengths to obtain it. Therefore, I go to great lengths to keep the convoy secret and secure. The unfortunate ranger in the wine store is the first security breach we've had.
And you want me to escort the next convoy into Cambridge?
That's what I said. For each consignment, there are 3 convoys, but only one of them is actually carrying gold. The others are decoys. Even the escorting rangers don't know if their convoy is the one that's carrying the real thing. Each of them holds up at a point outside Cambridge, and the real convoy is met by an escort. In this case, it was meant to be that ranger. You'll take his place.
Why me?
2 reasons. 1, I don't know a ranger around here I can fully trust at the moment. And 2, you're the law minister. They'll accept your bona fides.
Where would I meet them?
Do you accept the job?
I'm not happy that you've kept me in the dark about this operation, but I'll do it.
The real gold convoy will be in woods north of Saffron Walden. I'll give you map coordinates. Their commander is Captain of Rangers Zach Bakari. A good man, I understand.
I've not met him, but I know him. He's in the Rangers division that covers North London. That's a tough patch. If I can't locate them, is Captain Bakari on a radio?
The convoys maintain strict radio silence unless there's an emergency. The map coordinates will be exact. If you go there, you'll find them.
Got it.
You should leave immediately. Bakari and his people are due at Saffron Walden any time now. Good luck. And Jenny?
Yes?
A word of advice. Trust no one.
Sold to Annie White for 3 sacks of flour. He's a fine-looking young man, Annie. You sure he's just for working the land?
Oh, this is monstrous.
And now we come to the last sale item. This fine lady, property of John Bidwell.
I am no one's property.
Ho, 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 ho. Plenty of spirit, this one. In fact, I'm going to invoke auctioneer's privilege and make my own bid. John?
Yeah?
I bid a sack of wheat grain.
1 sack?
Ooh, you've got me on a good day. All right, a sack of wheat grain and 50 pounds of flour. Anyone want to lay another bid? Thought not.
What's going on?
Sold to Governor Dominic Crail.
What? The governor?
Aye, the governor. I'm his factotum, and I'm always on the lookout for someone who knows how to warp the land.
For the price of some wheat and flour?
That's right. John, come here and remove her wrist shackles.
I never heard of auctioneer's privilege before.
You got a complaint. Shall I take you to the governor?
No complaint.
Good boy. And as for you, time to wrap up the auction and get you to your new home.
Home?
Aye, the governor's estate. You're his property now, hen. Get used to it.
It must be around here somewhere. Now, let me see.
Looking for me?
Captain Bakari? Yes?
Zach, if you like. I'm Zach to my friends, my mother, and to Law Minister Richards.
You recognise me?
Your picture's in the news sheets often enough. I've had my eye on you for the last 10 minutes. I suppose this means we're carting the actual gold then, and not a couple of tons of house bricks.
That's right.
Good to know.
I'm to escort you to the designated delivery point in Cambridge.
What's gone wrong that they sent the Law Minister for that? I was expecting a Ranger Constable.
He's indisposed. Where's the rest of your convoy?
Out of sight in a clearing back there. I'll take you to him. Follow me.
Thank you.
Squad, this is our escort into Cambridge. You might recognise the Law Minister.
Hello.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Anyway, mount up and get the wagons ready. We're moving out. Next stop, Cambridge.
Do they know what's in the wagons?
They think it's machine parts for a new engineering project in Cambridge. I'm the only one in the know. And even then, not till I saw you. The secrecy around this is something else.
Tell me about it.
Okay, you lot. Let's get a shift on and we should be there before dark. As we go, you can tell me about something.
What's that?
I don't like last-minute changes or cryptic explanations when those changes happen. Tell me what you mean by that Ranger being indisposed.
Really? The governor, the person appointed to keep order in this zone, a hero of the Civil War in these parts even, allows this?
There's work needs doing, and not enough people hereabouts to do it.
So travellers are abducted and sold like cattle? To be slaves? I thought there was supposed to be law and order again in this country.
Only one law around here, and that's Governor Creel.
For now, maybe. Someone will put an end to this, eventually.
Who? You?
Given half a chance.
Look, it's not been a good day for you. I get that. My advice is, button it, knuckle down, and behave yourself. You'll be looked after well enough. We're doing you a favour, really.
What? Seriously?
Think about it. And look, we're nearly there. That's Governor Creel's estate up ahead.
Oh, I've seen it before.
Now you're going to see inside the walls. Have a good look around. You won't be seeing much outside of these walls again for a while. Corrupt Ranger. It's not unheard of, but it sticks in my craw, selling out his fellow Rangers. We might have been killed just to line his pockets.
Let's hope there aren't any more like him.
Corruption's always with us. Trouble is, the corrupt look just like the rest of us. Not just Rangers, politicians too.
Are you accusing me of something?
No. It's my general cynicism. Not the best attribute in a lawkeeper, perhaps. But on the upside, I am charming.
Most of the time, perhaps. Although I expect you need more than charm being a ranger in London.
Oh, for sure. It's a challenge not like anywhere else. But I like the challenge, and I grew up there. I'm a Tottenham boy, and the son of a policeman.
Oh, your dad was in the police. The Met?
Not here, in Nigeria, Lagos. That was a tough beat too, from what I heard. I was born here, so I only know Nigeria from his stories.
Oh, it's nice you've followed in his footsteps. Hang on a moment.
Halt! What's the matter?
The route we're meant to follow is straight ahead, but it takes us through that valley. Those high ridges would be ideal for an ambush. We should go round.
How long would that add?
Well, it's a major detour, maybe a couple of hours.
2 more hours on the road with his cargo. That's too long.
It would be a wise precaution, and I'm meant to be your local escort.
I'm responsible for delivering this consignment safely. What's dangerous is leaving the planned route you were given and spending an extra 2 hours on the road. We go straight ahead.
Forward!
I'm sorry, but this is my area. I'm a captain of rangers and you're a bureaucrat. If I need advice on pushing pens, I'll be in touch.
Here.
Well, that wasn't very charming. Come on, up.
Here we are.
Oh, goody.
I've been trying to give you advice, and you should listen to it. Once you're inside here, if you step out of line, if you keep giving me or anyone else lip, you'll regret it. Am I understood?
Perfectly.
Right. I'll get them to open the gates. You step down.
Can you help me?
Fine. Here, give me your...
Come on, girl, go!
Come back here! You in there! Sound the alarm! Rally the rangers!
Go on, girl! Come on! They'll be coming after us! Show me what you've got, girl! Come on! Come on!
See? Perfectly safe.
Yeah, we're not out of the valley yet.
I'm sorry for the pen pusher remark back there. It was fatuous.
Yes, I thought so.
But this will save us time, and it is best to stick to the agreed. Ambush! Return fire!
We have to get out of here!
We've killed the ranger on the first wagon.
Oh, I'll drive the wagon. Let's get out of here while you still have people left.
Jenny, horse. Turn the wagon around and get it out of here. We'll give you cover and fire.
Okay, good luck! Come on!
Stop that wagon! Use the hook!
Jenny!
Drop your guns. You have nowhere to run.
He's right. Do as he says.
See if that wagon can be fixed.
Jenny, are you all right?
Nothing broken, I think.
Do you want to say I told you so? That might be a tonic.
Maybe later.
This wagon's not going nowhere.
We'll have to make do with just the one wagon load then. But that's plenty. Get it out of here.
Right.
And no witnesses. We'll shoot this lot.
Where now? Somewhere to hide. And there's nowhere. Hello? Right, girl. We've got a plan, and it'll be easier if I unhitch you. We're going to go down there and get to the bend in the track before the train arrives. Because when it does, it's going to have to slow down. And then I'm going to try to get into one of the goods carriages with your help. How does that sound? Well, I agree it's risky, but what choice have I got? Let's give it a damn good try, shall we? Let's go!
Shoot him and make sure of it. Then catch us up.
Look, you don't have to do this. Haven't you killed enough? They're being ambushed.
Well, gents, what are you gonna do?
Shoot us or run for your lives.
Jenny, you're alive! Thank God!
Prime Minister?
Prime Minister, this is Captain Bakari. Zach?
Hello, Captain. Well, I must say that all went rather well.
What did? Celia, why are you here?
Isn't it obvious? To ambush the ambushers.
You told me you weren't expecting an ambush.
Well, I owe you an apology. It was a necessary subterfuge. The ranger's confession was that he'd already sold the information about the route. His criminal contacts knew the convoy would pass through this valley.
And you let the attack go ahead?
You let them kill over half of my team.
We had to catch them here, in the act. We didn't know their identities to arrest them elsewhere. And besides, this way, well, they won't be carrying out any more robberies or letting others know that we're running gold convoys.
And some of my people won't be seeing their families again.
Why didn't you tell me the truth?
Everything had to look the part. I couldn't have you too nervous, too on guard, or they might have called it off. And be fair, you hid things from me, or tried to.
I didn't put your life at risk.
To succeed, this had to be strictly need to know. And frankly, you didn't need to know.
You have my resignation, Prime Minister.
I beg your pardon?
My insignia. Take it and stick it where it hurts.
What an impetuous man. And what about you? Are you going to resign?
You won't get rid of me that easily.
I did warn you, in a way.
What are you talking about?
I told you, trust no one, including, as it turns out, me. Come on, girl. Keep it up. Not far now. We have to beat the train. Oh, here it comes. One last push. Come on. Oh, nearly. Nearly. Oh, gosh, it's... Goodbye. And thank you. Whoa. Whew, that was close. Ooh, now then. Strawberries. Where are you heading for, eh? Oh. Cambridge. Well now, that just so happens to be where I want to go. I have something I need to tell a friend.
Alison, morning. I just arrived. Could you hold all calls until further notice? Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Jenny.
What? Abby? Abby! It's really you! I can't believe it!
Oh, it's me, all right.
What are you doing here? How on earth did you get in?
I got in last night. I've got to tell you, for a government building, the security is shocking.
I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, this is one hell of a surprise.
I hope it's a happy surprise after all these years.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, Abby, come here. Oh.
It is so good to see you, Jenny.
And you. Oh,
I'm glad. Last time we spoke, you said I could never return.
For your own safety. And especially Peter's. Where is Peter? Has he come back with you? That might not be Abby? What's happened?
I'll tell you about Peter. It's part of something else you have to know. There's something terrible happening in one of your zones up north. And once you hear it, I think you should tell the Prime Minister.
Poppycock.
What?
You don't seriously expect me to believe that a governor, especially one with Dominic Crail's credentials, would allow activities like that in their zone? I mean, a public slave auction with rangers turning a blind eye? Seriously?
I've told you before, the governor network needs closer oversight. With travel infrastructure still needing work, the representatives don't get out to their zones often, if at all. How do we truly know what the governors are doing when we only have their word?
The governors have been appointed for their ability and integrity.
Or someone's subjective opinion of integrity. But look, I told you, I've got a first-hand account from someone I trust. She's outside. Shall I bring her in?
Oh, please. I can't wait to hear this from the horse's mouth.
Abby?
Prime Minister.
I've told her what you told me.
And I don't believe a word of it.
You don't? Listen, I was lucky to escape with my life. You have to do something. That governor is acting like a local dictator.
Did you see Dominic Crail doing anything illegal? Did he participate in this so-called slave auction?
Well, I never saw him, but that's beside...
Oh, you didn't see him. So this information is hearsay at best. Jenny, this is your so-called first-hand account?
Look, I was tied to a post in a market square along with others. One of the governor's staff, a man called Faulkner, brought me to work on his estate.
So you say.
Celia, I know Abby, and I know she's not lying about this.
I think I know Abby too.
You do?
By reputation, you might say. I make a point of knowing the backgrounds of my cabinet ministers. I assume you're Abby Grant. Am I right?
You are indeed.
You've got a damn nerve showing your face here.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you wait. 15 years ago, you helped a criminal escape from custody.
My son. He's dead now.
But that doesn't change your circumstances.
Are you not going to do anything about this, Governor?
I'm going to do something about an altogether more tangible matter. Jenny?
Celia?
I want you to arrest Abby Grant for aiding and abetting the escape of a murderer.
You have been listening to Survivors, New Dawn, Tethered, written by Andrew Smith. Abby Grant was played by Carolyn Seymour, Jenny Richards, Lucy Fleming, Celia Tate, Belinda Lang, John Bedwell, Clive Hayward, Zach Bakare and Freddie Faulkner, Peter Bancole, Jackie Birchall, Louise Jameson. Other roles played by members of the cast. Director, Ken Bentley. Producer, Emma Haig. Sound design, Benji Clifford. Music, Nicholas Briggs. Script editor, Roland Moore. Executive producers, Nicholas Briggs and Jason Haig Ellery.
Hello, I'm Ken Bentley and I have directed Survivors New Dawn. It's as a piece of storytelling unlike anything else we produce. So I was very sad to see it go and really excited to hear that it was coming back, but also quite interested to find out where they were going to take the stories, because we covered quite a lot of ground. We'd done, I thought, pretty much everything you could do in that sort of dark post-apocalyptic world. So it's really interesting to read these when they landed on my desk, and I thought, hats off to Andrew for coming up with people trafficking and modern day slavery as a way into a new story in this story world. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Really, really clever central idea.
I'm Andrew Smith. I'm one of the script editors on Survivors New Dawn, and I wrote the opening episode of the first box set called Tethered.
Oh, would you look at that? Another sign of the changing times.
That's the second one I've seen this week. Lovely to see. A real symbol of progress.
I hear it's just official folk that gets to use them, though. They wouldn't want to waste the fuel on common folk like you and me, eh?
I wonder where that one's going.
Cambridge, I shouldn't wonder. Like I said, they're for official folk.
Where this came from, as so often does with Big Finish, was an email from David Richardson, saying there was a green light for 2 box sets, 6 episodes of Survivors, potentially closing out the range, that they'd be full cast. There'd been talk of us doing Chronicles type stories where it'd be a couple of cast members, stories narrated chiefly by our main characters, so Carolyn Seymour as Abby and Lucy Fleming as Jenny. But instead, no, these were to be full cast. And the other steer we had was it was to be set sometime after the events of our last audio series, Series 9. So quite a few years after the death, after we'd left our characters, with things kind of coming together again in Britain. So the first thing I did was turn my mind to that and think about, where we might be, what sort of environment the survivors might find themselves in. And it was exciting as well. It was a great exercise and with many great dramatic possibilities to have a slightly different environment from the one that we're used to over the years and the many series that we've done of Survivors, and very different again from what we'd last seen on the 3 series of the TV series as well.
This is one hell of a surprise.
I hope it's a happy surprise after all these years.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, Abby, come here. Oh.
It is so good to see you, Jenny.
And you. Oh.
I'm Carolyn Seymour, and I play Abby Grant. Abby is bringing Peter home. And after having spent some years in isolation, she's now decided that she wants to come back and bring him home to Brimsfield. Lots of things happen to her that she has to defeat, and it's been ridiculous. I mean, she thinks she's safe, then she isn't safe, then she gets sold into slavery and manages to escape yet again. She jumps on a train. She's just incredibly active in this episode 1 of this, and is forced to deal again with the moral dilemma which she has to sort. And throughout all this, she's doing it, she thinks, all on her own, and then she meets some people and she gets to be reunited with all her old chums.
We left Abby in this very dark place, didn't we, where she sort of went on the run with her son. And we've thrown so much at Abby over the years that she was the one who found herself on the receiving end of modern day slavery. Makes perfect sense in story terms to sort of put her through the middle a little bit more. But it was interesting also that in a classic storytelling fashion, we're reintroduced to these 2 characters in almost opposite places in life, and Jen has very much become part of the New World Order and taken a position of responsibility in government, which makes absolute sense. I mean, if you were to suggest that the other way round in terms of what we know and love about these characters and this story world, it wouldn't work. It makes perfect sense the way the choices they've made for these 2 characters.
Abby is stomping about the countryside making her point, and Jenny is sitting there doing it from a position of power. She has risen to this incredible position, and I've been secluded in a sort of cave in Scotland. So it's an amazing discovery, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm Lucy Fleming, and I play Jenny Richards. Jenny has become part of the sort of interim government, I suppose you'd call it. She's Minister of Law, and she's sort of desperately trying to help people and be straight and make sure that, and doing broadcasts to sort of tell people what's going on. And she meets up with Jackie, and she's worried about Jackie because she's been helping refugees in Sweden, and that's not a very popular thing to be doing. She has quite a sparky relationship with Celia Tate, who's the Prime Minister, and that causes a few frictions. But basically she's trying to help everybody, really, I suppose.
Hello, I'm Belinda Lang, and I play Celia Tate in this episode of Survivors.
We had to catch them here in the act. We didn't know their identities to arrest them elsewhere. And besides, this way, well, they won't be carrying out any more robberies or letting others know that we're running gold convoys.
And some of my people won't be seeing their families again.
Celia Tate is currently the Prime Minister, and she's not a very nice piece of work. She is fairly corrupt and manipulative, very controlling. And in this instance, she is sending Jenny on a secret mission to collect a consignment of hidden gold, which is going to be transported from London to Cambridge. She is a dangerous woman, not a nice woman, but great fun to play. It's always nice being a bit of a baddie.
It's easy to fall into certain cliches, I suppose, of storytelling, isn't it? Whenever you start to think about strong female characters and female characters in a position of power. And what I quite like about Celia Tate is there's nothing nefarious going on. She's just making the tough decisions that need to be made. It's just nice and cut and dried, and she doesn't mess about. She just makes the choice.
I had never seen Survivors, and now I rather wish I had, because it's good. It's very interesting. It's an interesting premise, and I loved working on it. Working remotely was great fun. I mean, when you've been locked up in your own home, suddenly feeling as if you're with a group of actors, even if it's remotely, is hugely enjoyable and also funny, because of course we've all created our own little spaces made out of duvets and bits of foam and God knows what. And in my case, an ironing board for a sound desk, which did creak occasionally. And it was lovely to suddenly be talking to lots of other people down the line and feeling like a human being again. So I've particularly enjoyed doing this job, which was part of coming back into the real world. And I hope that the episode is much enjoyed.
My name's Clive Hayward, and in this production, I played John Bedwell. I like these kind of parts because they're interesting to play, because you're coming across as one thing, but you know that he's another. So you want to make sure that you sell him as a decent bloke, because obviously he has to fool Abby, but equally you want to fool the listener. And so I hope I've managed to do that, so that when he turns on Abby, it's as much of a shock to the listening audience as it is to her.
My name is Peter Bancole, and in this episode of Survivors, I played Freddie Faulkner, and I played a character called Zach. What was fun there was doing the research into that. I love doing accents in general, so doing the research for that particular accent, I tapped into just a couple of Scottish performers who I've known of for years, listening to various accents from the Edinburgh, sort of Glasgow region, keeping it within that region, and then allowing the accent to just soak in, so it gets to a point where I'm no longer thinking about it, and then going from there. Narrative-wise, Faulkner is a pretty dark character. He's like an auctioneer, and what he's auctioning off are people, human being. He's selling people off like cattle, and he has no shame in that. It's the way in which he makes his money, and he has absolutely made his peace with it. So it was quite interesting for me to jump into the mentality and the mind space of a character that functions in that way. So that was actually quite fun to do, because it gave me something very specific to sink my teeth into.
I assume you're Abby Grant, am I right?
You are indeed.
You've got a damn nerve showing your face here.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you wait.
I love Abby. She's just so sort of over the top in a way, but she's a fantastic woman. No, I love her. I think she's great, and I love being back working, with Luce, because it's just, I can't tell you how much we miss Ian, but I mean it's just heaven, because it's like we've never sort of not been doing this in a way. We slip right into the same things.
And also Abby and Jenny love each other, They've been through so much together. And they're different characters, completely different characters, but there's a sort of, synchronicity. That's a stupid word. But
there's deep respect.
Deep respect. And love, I think.
Oh, yes, without question.